I mean,
he's handicapped.
I mean, Bamboo's a real nice guy. I mean, he wouldn't want to make anyone else feel bad.
Exactly. Alright, so Link's Awakening any percent Warpless. Crunchy, what does that mean? What are the details of this category?
Details of this category. Well, things you can do. You can take advantage of saving and quitting. You can go out of bounds, and you're going to see that. But you cannot do stuff. You cannot go way the heck out of bounds. You can't like travel multiple screens over and go into Corruption Town.
Oh, Corruption Town's fun.
I know.
It definitely brings a lot of different things into play. So, the normal start, there's only so much you can do at the start of this game. We're going down, we're getting our sword. Hopefully getting something called Quick Sword. Looks like we're getting two different methods of it. We'll get a nice side-by-side comparison.
Nice variety. Bamboo going for the slightly faster method, although honestly the difference is minuscule. Mighty going to be grabbing it right after the first dialogue box, but before the owl flies away, which is the important thing.
And immediately going to the first trick of the run, Rupee Duping, which involves a bit of RNG, some luck. So what we're doing here is trying to collect the rupees that drop, basically with two different sprites at the same time. If the rupee touches both Link and either the sword or the shield at the same time, he'll get 2 rupees. And we ideally want to leave here with 10, or as close to 10 as possible.
Yeah, looks like Bamboo had to cut and run at 4, so he's going to have to do a bit of farming. Mighty at 7. Still going to do some farming, but a little bit less of it.
Indeed, and we need 10 rupees so that we can buy 2 sets of bombs and the powder. Now, if you've played this game before, you might be confused on how we're going to buy all of that with just 10 rupees. Just wait and see. And Bamboo, despite leaving the beach with only 4, is the first one into the shop.
Oh my god, Mighty, no, I'm sorry. And Bamboo already continuing to embrace his life of crime. First counterfeiting, now stealing.
There we go. Mighty finally getting that last rupee drop. It fought hard.
Alright, now you're going to see Bamboo talk here, and then use save and quit. So he selected, yes, I want to buy, and then save and quit before it counted down his rupees. So he got the bombs without paying for them.
And that's very important, because as I had just mentioned, we're going to need those 10 rupees to also get the powder from the trendy game. After we, of course, take our free bow, because the shopkeeper, despite having killed us for theft, still trusts us that we're not going to steal again.
Yeah, so basically we can never go back to that store again.
Unless you want to die again, and we don't want that. There's nothing else there that we need during the run.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it. Like, sometimes if you're low on arrows, it might be the smart move to come in here and buy some arrows. But you try to avoid that at all costs, because you also have to get killed again.
Yeah, and there are places throughout the run that we could pick up some spare arrows as well as bombs, so that shouldn't be an issue.
One other thing you'll notice is a lot of opening the save and quit menu at different times. This game, even more than LADX, you can skip all kinds of dialogue boxes using the save and quit menu.
Yeah, it turns out we don't actually care what townspeople or anyone else has to say. We're in it for ourselves.
Yeah, we don't even care what the game has to say. Just whenever we can, just like, oh, want to give us a dialogue? Want to give us a system dialogue? Nah, save and quit.
Unfortunately, we're sitting here through this owl, though. But we won't be sitting through all of them.
But the other cool thing about this game is that it gives you some of the most broken tools right from the get-go. You see right there, on Bamboo's B button. Arguably the most broken item in the game. The lowly bomb.
Indeed, so you may have seen this trick before. Right here, right at the screen transition, Bamboo's going to be placing 1 bomb on either side. The game doesn't expect you to do that if you do it very quickly. As you see him trying to line it up there.
First he's going to give me motion sickness.
What it will do is what it did right there, where it actually skipped having used the powder on the raccoon to transform him, and they immediately left the screen, which skipped the cutscene.
Yep. Basically, the thing about bombs is the game is programmed to only allow you to have 1 on screen at a time. But if you use a screen transition, drop right before and right after, they'll fall within 4 frames, and the game puts the second bomb in an incorrect memory location, which causes events and stuff to happen on whatever screen you're on.
And we will be seeing plenty of that later, and you might have also noticed on their way into the forest, they stopped by Madame Meow Meow's house, whatever her name is, and then immediately left now so they could save and quit after getting the key, and have a shortcut back to D1 where we are now.
Yep. having save and quit as one of your options available to you, unlike the main DX category, it does add a lot of interesting bits to routing.
So now that we're in D1, our main goal is to first go get the feather, and then just finish clearing the place. It's a very quick dungeon, and the feather is going to allow us to do some interesting things with the game throughout the game, kind of like the bombs.
A lot of very interesting things to the game throughout the game. Yeah, that's actually a really good way of putting it. Because have you ever played any other earlier 2D Zelda than this and said, man, if only Link could actually just jump, this would be so much easier? Well, it turns out the answer is yes. Yes, it would be.
Through definitely, completely 100% intentional methods.
Yeah, they gave you the Rock's Feather intending to use it to jump over 1 tile gaps, but the truth is you can use it to jump over 2 tile gaps or more. It's an incredibly useful movement tool.
Indeed, and you're going to see that coming up here pretty shortly as Bamboo avoids getting knocked into that pit. Really easy to take a fall into that and have to do it again. Meanwhile, Mighty getting his feather, and saving and quitting right back to the start. And, hey, what's Bamboo doing?
What's Bamboo doing? Well, he's pretending to be on a higher platform. Turns out, if you clip into a wall, which you can do by walking into literally any corner, and then jump into the wall and try to jump away from the wall, the game looks at you and says, oh, you're obviously at a higher platform here, go ahead and jump down, which means you can go over obstacles.
Yeah, it's really neat. Right there, it allowed us to skip using a key on the key block and having to get another key. It's also got to come in handy pretty much throughout this entire game. And you might have missed it, but arrows wreck enemies early in the game.
Oh no, Bamboo!
Unfortunately, they don't wreck Moldorm, who wrecks Bamboo. We are not joking when we say Moldorm is probably the hardest boss in this game.
Yeah, this game is a bit weird in that sense. It gives you one of the best dungeon items right from the get-go, and it throws one of the hardest bosses at you right from the get-go, and oh my god. Oh, what the? Oh no!
Oh no, did he hold up?
He did hold up!
Oh, I was getting ready to say that. So in LIDX, you can do a trick there if you fall, where you hold your feather and up, and you'll actually transition back through the staircase right outside the boss room. You cannot do that in LA because you wrong warp.
Oh no, Bamboo. Meanwhile, Mighty has picked up the Full Moon Cello. This is the only instrument that you have to pick up normally. You're going to be seeing both runners attempt a trick on every subsequent instrument. We'll talk about that when we get there, though.
As Bamboo first tries Moldorm.
Absolutely.
We are not joking when we say hardest boss in the game. That's not an exaggeration.
The platform is so small.
It is, and he's just so trolly.
And Mighty's showing off one of the great things about version 1.0. You can just press B to stop talking to the kids. Alright.
At this point, overall, I'd say this game's looking similar to, if you've seen prior year tournaments, LADX, the No Scoob route. That's going to be changing here in a couple of minutes, but yeah, we're still going Dungeon 2 next.
Yeah, so far things are still generally going in normal order. Like, you get the D1 key, you hit D1, now you're going to rescue your best friend Bow Wow, who will be our companion for the rest of the game, and go into D2, you know, just like the game intends you. And, that's kind of where it ends, don't worry. If you were expecting shenanigans, you will not be disappointed.
Not at all. So, despite Bamboo being quite a bit behind at this point, I would not count him out at all.
Oh god, no.
With this game, anything can change.
Yeah, there's still so much left to do, and so many recurring tricks that will lose you a not insignificant number of seconds if you miss them, so this is still very much anybody's race. Alright, Mighty has himself a Bow Wow, and I was going to show off another trick here. See those blocks? I was going to go right through them. This is called a flop clip. Oh, I don't think he quite got it. Nope.
Unfortunately, I believe it is sub-pixel dependent, and doesn't always work.
There we go. There we go. Yeah,
the dialogue just keep on trying.
Yeah, the dialogue box will push you a little tiny bit to the upper left, and that lets you get past it. But it doesn't always work. You just kind of gotta hope.
Yeah, and Fortunately, Mighty having decent flower luck outside Dungeon 2. That part just stinks. You gotta hope Bow Wow cooperates. You can lose so much time there through no fault of your own.
Yep, now Bamboo trying his own flock clip first try. Now you may have also noticed Mighty getting rid of all his powder, and you're going to see Bamboo do the same while he struggles with Bow Wow not wanting to eat the flower. That's because after this dungeon, they're going to go pick up the mushroom, which is another extremely broken item in all the greatest ways, but you can't have the mushroom and powder at the same time, so gotta get rid of the powder.
Indeed, and you also saw Mighty skip picking up the powder to drop there, because if he had accidentally picked that up, he'd have even more powder gas to get rid of.
Oh! Not quite getting that jump there. Yeah, and also the bow, we mentioned stealing the bow. The game doesn't plan on you having it this early, so it's extremely powerful. You saw it two-shot the mini-boss in D1, and here it two-shots the mini-boss in D2.
There was a mini-boss? I thought that was just a mob.
It's High Nox, although it's more like Binox with that health.
I swore I wasn't going to make the joke. I didn't tell you not to make it.
That was your first mistake.
No, my first mistake was signing up.
Aw. Oh no, Mighty accidentally left the screen. He's gonna have to scare off the ghosts again. Gosh, Flame, if you had signed up and needed backup, I would have signed up in a heartbeat. I like being in the booth with you. It's a lot of fun.
Alright, so you just saw a nice little way of getting the ghosts to, I guess, die, if you will. They just fly off screen and you get a free power bracelet, and now we're done with D2. For now. Yeah, for about another half hour or so. We'll be back. It happens to be quicker to finish this later on, for reasons you will see.
Oh, yes.
So, Mighty taking a detour, getting the mushroom, making sure he collects the mushroom, because it is possible to save and quit too early on that, and both runners heading to collect a warp point for use later on in the run.
Although Bamboo seems to be getting the warp point first, and we'll get the mushroom second. So it wasn't just a sudden change in the lead there.
Yeah, either or works. There's no time difference between which one you want to do first.
Yeah.
As long as you remember both of them.
Exactly. Yeah, because this game, it's called Warpless, but there are in-game warps. Those are not cheating. Right there, you see that flashing square. Seeing it activates it. Now you can warp back to it from any of the other warp points.
We'll be using that in about 10 minutes or so.
Yep. Now that Bamboo's getting himself the mushroom. Mighty, dodging the heart piece of shame, is going to be on his way to get the D3 key, which, if you play the game casually, involves talking to some guy named Richard, getting a bunch of golden leaves from a castle, then doing a maze. The castle thing takes forever, so we're just going to use the mushroom instead.
But how can we use the mushroom instead of doing a whole 10-minute side quest?
Because here's a funny thing. Link is so enthusiastic about mushrooms. Thinking about mushrooms makes him fly above the ground, so when he holds up in the air full of joy, the game doesn't actually check if he's standing on ground. You're going to see it right here, and that allows you to basically push against the bottom transition.
Yeah, it's the same thing we did in LIDX, however we have to do a different method here, just because of how the menu works in LA compared to LIDX.
Yep, can't pause buffer it. Honestly, the mushroom method is a lot easier.
Oh, definitely. You don't have to do, 20 buffers thinking it's going to be the next time. First try every time.
Uh-huh. But with that, we have the D3 key. It looks like a leaf, but that's just because the game was expecting you to pick up the leaves first, but it is the D3 key, the slime key, we promise.
And Mighty clipping into the grass below, and that actually makes the game just push them all the way down outside of Richard's Villa.
Yep. And I think, looks like Bamboo's gained back a little bit of time. He's, not, because he lost a fair bit of time in D1, but he's closed the gap a little bit here. And D3 could definitely cause a turnaround. There is a trick that can lead to a soft lock in D3. We're hoping neither of them hits it, but we'll see what happens.
Shout outs to keyholes, by the way. What are those?
I mean, I don't know about you, but you know what I think these are? I think they're not actually keyhole. Those aren't actually keys and keyholes. They're actually like key fobs, like modern cars, except on Colin Island. Just waggle it around somewhere nearby. It's like, yeah, you can unlock the car. Slash dungeon.
That explains everything. Alright, so D3. Now, this is going to be, theoretically, the only instance of piece of power we're going to see coming up. Which is why you're seeing Mighty and Bamboo killing enemies they don't necessarily need to. Just makes the dungeon a little bit quicker, makes the trick easier, and should be dropping in the following room.
Ooh, Almost got the acorn. You don't want to get the acorn, because if you do, you can't get Piece of Power. There it is! Yeah, so the trick in question is called the Dongo Skip. You're going to see Mighty do it here. He's going to super jump, tink out the snake, and go over the blocks. He didn't quite get the super jump, though. The danger is, if you don't go far enough, you'll get stuck in the blocks, and without Pegasus boots, you can't get out. You'll have to save and quit.
Which, fortunately, that is allowed in this category, but it's still, not only is it a huge time loss because you're back at the start of the dungeon, you won't have Piece of Power.
Yeah, and Piece of Power does make it easier, gives you a little bit more distance. Alright, Mighty going for classic.
Look at these runners, look at how close they have gotten.
Yeah. Alright, Mighty going for both of them going for classic strats. There's a newer strat involving a super jump in the room with the 2 Stalfos.
I haven't seen that.
It's pretty slick. I still haven't quite figured it out myself either.
I'll have to check that out. And now round 2 of the Dongo Skip.
Whoops. Mighty not getting it first try. This could be Bamboo's chance if he gets it first try. He does!
Wow!
We got the sync now! Look at the sync!
Nice. Once again, doing another flock flip there.
Oh my god, I love it! Now it's time for the boss, Slime Eye, who, with Piece of Power, Slime Eye is kind of a joke boss, because Piece of Power does make your attacks do double damage. So just split it in half, knock him in the air, and it lands on your outstretched sword, and it's dead.
Wow. And just like that, Bamboo is taking the lead. And
Mighty
if you
right
thought that
behind,
dungeon was interesting, well, just you wait.
Here we go.
Will Mighty get to show this off?
Oh, he does!
Nice! Alright, tell us what just happened.
Alright, so, if you manage to pull up that menu on the same frame you land and pick up the instrument, you are actually able to open the save and quit menu and skip that entire long instrument cutscene. It's called Instrument Cutscene Skip. It is a frame-perfect trick, and you can do it on every single instrument that's not the first one.
And just like that, Mighty's back in the lead. That's how much time that saves. What a race. And we're only 17 minutes in.
Yeah, and instrument cutscene skip can be a major game breaker. Just not, it can be a major make or break aspect, because you saw how long the cutscene was for Bamboo. So you get a lot of them. That's the better part of a minute you're losing right there.
Indeed. It's unfortunately we can't do it on the first one. If we did, we would not be able to acquire Bow Wow, and we kinda need him currently.
Yep. And Mighty is taking damage here on purpose. He wants to be at low health because he's going to take an intentional death after the upcoming bomb trigger. This is the Mac Daddy of bomb triggers, the poster child of bomb triggers. I'm going to leave this one up to you, Flame.
First of all, Bamboo deciding to take a save and quit there, just in case something goes wrong here. Alright, so same thing we did earlier. We're going to place 2 bombs down on either side of the screen transition within 4 frames of each other. And the event it forces it to do is this event here, where Marin would normally be here to sing, wake up the walrus, but she's not here. We're playing a musical bomb at this point. The issue with this is, we have to leave the screen at a precise point, as Mighty did right there. If you leave too early, the walrus remains there, but the game considers you still in a cutscene, and you cannot use any of your buttons outside of movement. If we leave too late, a rabbit comes in, and you are just stuck there. You can't do anything. So it's very tricky to do that. Nice to see both runners getting it first try, no issues.
Yeah, that's a major soft block point. In fact, in the last tournament, that was the only spot where you were allowed to have a safety save in case you soft block there. Now it's time to menace an empty room with some arrows. Nice job, Mighty.
It's like one of those games at the fair. Just throw 2 arrows, and hey, you win a prize!
The prize is the Dungeon 4 key. This is why they went and got that teleporter earlier. Now they can just hit the teleporter south of the village and head right on back to the D4 keyhole.
Hopefully... Okay, neither runner falling into that pit. If you fall in there, unfortunately you have to walk all the way out of a cave and back to this town. Another huge time loss, but we have good runners here. They're not gonna do that.
Yep.
And gotta remember, Open Dungeon 4, you're in for a bad time if you forget this.
Well, in this case, it's actually a lot easier to remember because you teleport, you go left, And instead of going up the mountain, since out-of-bounds rules are different in this game, you can actually take this rear entrance. Watch what Mighty does here. He's going to super jump up onto the ceiling, which by DX rules is considered out of bounds, but not LA rules. And just like that, D4 entrance. Bam.
Nicely done by both runners. That cuts out a lot of time.
Yeah, honestly, being able to do that also makes one of the most treacherous tricks in DX an absolute joke in this game.
Now just going through Dungeon 4, nothing too crazy going on yet. We do have some dumb jumps coming up. It's crazy to see just how close both the runners are. But that lead could easily change coming out of this dungeon. Lady working on dumb jump number 1.
This game does have a couple of dumb jumps.
Just a couple.
Oh my gosh, they're almost back in sync again. They're keeping it real close. I'm loving this.
Indeed. Right here, you're meant to go all the way around the dungeon and come up from the bottom, but we don't need to do that. You can just jump across. There's no trick to that. It's just a matter of timing the jump.
Yep.
And with that cue ball corner pocket for both runners.
Got jokes. This guy. And here we go. Unfortunately, Link was a little bit on the cheapskate. Had to get these flippers on clearance. They only gave him one. That's okay. Link's just going to shove both feet in there. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
He's got this. He's a pro. He's done this before.
All right, now dungeon 4 Nightmare Key. Normally you have to go around through a sideways passage. Nah. Super jump, tink off the P-hat, up top. Boom.
Personally, one of my favorite super jumps to do. It just looks so nice.
It really does. And there's actually an even cooler, more complex version where you super jump and then super jump again to tink off the P-hat.
What was that amazing level design right there?
Oh, here we go. It's time for everybody's favorite fishbowl friend, Anglerfish. Bamboo making short work, and Mighty as well. Now, we joke about Anglerfish a whole lot, and we give certain runners crap about dying on this boss, but the thing is, Anglerfish's hitbox is a bit weird, so it's actually surprisingly easy to miss with your bomb arrows or to accidentally drop a bomb and not shoot an arrow, at which point, it's treacherous. Oh, neither of them gets ICS.
I thought Bamboo had it, unfortunately not quite.
Sometimes you think you do, but the trick for that is an audio cue. Like, if you hear the sound of Link landing when you pull up the pause screen, you got it. If not, you didn't.
Well, we still have a close race.
We really do.
So, we've been doing the dungeons in order so far, although we didn't finish Dungeon 2, and now is when we just take that dungeon order and toss it right on out the window. Because our next stop is actually going to be Dungeon 7.
Yes.
Now, the problem with that is, you're meant to have the hookshot before heading over to Dungeon 7. We don't have the hookshot, and as a matter of fact, we're never going to have the hookshot. Because we don't need it.
Not at all. We don't need hookshot, we have mushroom. Not only that, but the truth of the matter is Dungeon 7 is just, this is the most convenient time to get. The real reason we're going up here now is because we want to get Dungeon 8, because the Dungeon 8 item is the last piece of the puzzle in making this run complete circus.
Yeah, if you think you've seen craziness so far, you have seen absolutely nothing. As a matter of fact, coming up is the craziest part of all. Right here, it's obstacle skip.
Oh, Bamboo's too low. We gets it anyway! What a legend!
Both of them getting it first try.
2 for 2, I like it.
The most important trick in the game, you gotta save those frames.
Alright, now here we go. They need a Dungeon 7 key. You might remember needing a flying rooster for this. We don't have that. And you might remember having to do a trick involving the hookshot. We don't have that. So, we're just going to do that out-of-bound jumping on ceiling thing. This is a trick we call Rooster Skip Skip.
Absolutely amazing.
You skip the dreaded Rooster Skip, and it's a lot easier. Ooh, you gotta be careful. The Bamboo was a little bit far to the left. You could accidentally go off the screen. You don't want that.
Yeah, if you go left there, you're in Garbo Land, and you've wrong warped. Your run is dead.
Yes.
Really need to avoid doing that.
But they both got it nice and quick, keeping it close. And Bao was just so hungry, he jumped up a level and ate. I just forgot what those are called all of a sudden.
He ate food. That's the important part.
I'm just imagining an instruction manual for Link's Awakening where every single enemy is just called scratched out and just says food.
Now, Crunchy, why didn't we just find a way to super jump in that cave into the inside portion?
Super jumps are a bit of an oddball thing. They don't work everywhere.
So right here, using that mushroom, crossing that pit, using a save and quit menu, and for some reason we're now here at the exit to the cave. Easy peasy.
Oh, might be having a little bit of trouble getting this mushroom set up. This is actually one of 2 setups like this where you have to use the mushroom to get right up against a wall or a transition. Messing it up makes you lose time from falling down a pit.
Yes, and in that cave you're meant to have the hook shot, but we don't have it. And what just happened on Bamboo's screen?
Oh, well, Bow Wow is a good friend, and everything is food. So basically, Mighty... Well, Bamboo, let's see if Mighty does it here as well. He gets it. You heard that sound? The sound of Bow Wow eating? The sprite from throwing the block, Bow Wow eats that sprite, and since it doesn't actually have a value, the game looks at something else that Bow Wow could eat, and it eats the cutscene.
What a hungry pet.
I know.
So D7, casually is pretty long. You gotta take this big ball around, throw it at all these pillars. But remember that trick with bombs? We're gonna do that 4 times in a row here and just blow this place up.
Yeah, so I mean, you're using bombs in... So you're basically using bombs the way they should be used in real life, you know, for demolitions, except that you're not actually blowing up the pillars, you're just tricking the pillars into collapsing.
Now, there's 2 different ways... Go ahead, sorry.
It's kind of like standing behind somebody with a paper bag, popping it, and then they thinking they've been shot, you know? Except it's pillars with bombs.
Yeah. As you can see, 2 different ways we can do this. We can either drop the bombs on the screen transitions, or if you mash the button quick enough, drop 2 bombs into the pit within those 4 frames, and it'll have the same effect.
Yeah, some people serve by different... Some people prefer one over the other. It's very much a personal preference thing. But now here comes the real tricky part of Dungeon 7 right here. The most challenging trick in the dungeon.
And believe it or not, we're not joking. This is Goomba Surf.
Bamboo!
Wow! And he actually made it look easy. He's making us look like fools.
Yeah, Goomba Surf is a naked super jump you do there to bounce off the top Goomba to get to that upper platform. The problem is, you're at the mercy of the Goomba's movement, and even if it moves in the right spot, you have to get the super jump right. You can still get stuck in the wall or mess up and not super jump. Oh, Mighty. Oh, the Goomba was moving right! Oh, there we go. Second try from Mighty. Very nice.
And unfortunately, in this category, it is required because we don't have a hookshot to do an alternate strat we used to have.
Which makes me sad, because I was a big proponent of P-Hat Super Jump, but no such luck here.
It looks nice, but... and yeah, that boss, if you weren't watching Bamboo's screen, just died really quickly. Watch it here on Mighty's. We're gonna kill all the bombs.
And Bamboo looks like he got ICS again. He did. Nice. He almost forgot to save and quit, but he managed to do it on the second try.
So yeah, as you can see, if we stay on the bottom of the screen, we can actually kill Evil Eagle using 3 bombs if you time it properly. And that skips having to have the mirror shield here, skips getting blown off of this thing. It is a much easier strategy.
Yeah, Evil Eagle
get the ICS.
I think he did. I think he got it. No, he didn't. Wait, yes he did.
Yes, he did. Nice. ICS by both of our runners. And coming up to another jump that you're supposed to have the hookshot for, but we don't have it, so we're going to use this mushroom.
Yes, we are.
And stand on air.
And now we're going to break my heart and leave Marin to a grisly fate.
Bye, Marin. We just don't have time. Sorry.
And our punishment for doing that is possibly the most difficult mushroom trick of the entire run here in this room that Bamboo's coming up on. This one's really rough. Alright.
Oh, wow.
He gets into the wall. Now he's got to jump up. Oh!
Oh.
Some shovel strats, real nice. I like it.
Nicely done. Whatever it takes to get across that pit. That pit can be a nightmare.
Because you can get that first mushroom strat and then still fall trying to get up that platform, at which point you just put your controller down and ask yourself, what decisions did you make to get to this point?
Mighty's time to do the same thing.
Alright, here we go. I believe in you, Mighty. You got this. So far, so good. Oh, that was so clean!
Nicely done.
Mighty showing why he's one of the best. That was real good.
Indeed. And if you're too busy watching that, you just missed the trick called Flame Skip. Bamboo did. Mighty will be doing shortly. Again, because we don't have the Mirror Shield, and you also might have just missed another trick, another bomb trigger, because we don't have the Ocarina here to wake up this... What is this, turtle?
Yes, I mean, Link doesn't need it, though. He's a classically trained bomb musician.
Alright, so Dungeon 8. This is where the fun is getting ready to really begin.
Oh boy, is it ever.
This game has some things in store for you.
The
First,
last...
we gotta go through, get a couple keys, and then go get the magic rod.
The magic rod, you might say, oh, it's a fire rod. It sets things on fire, yes, but it is so much more than just a thing that sets things on fire. It is truly magical, and it is the source of the last major bit of tech in this run. It is... I don't even want to talk about it yet. I just kind of want to... I almost want people to see it first, and then let us talk about it.
We haven't talked about bomb arrows yet. If you fire a bomb and an arrow at the exact same time, the arrow brings the bomb with it, and it detonates instantly upon hitting a wall or an enemy.
And here we go, Bamboo going through the room where he has the famous clip, bamboo.wave. Have you ever seen that video? That clip, Flame?
I have not. But you know what I have seen?
What?
Blano skip.
Oh, poor Blano. He's been practicing in the gym so hard, but here we go. Bamboo can now break this game wide open. Even more so than he already was. Oops. Oops.
Nice hot bath. I do not recommend going into the lava.
Please, yeah, please do not lava.
So do you want to talk about what we're about to see?
Alright, so, this game is a Game Boy game. It's a very busy Game Boy game. So watch here, you're gonna see Bamboo shoot Fire Rod right as he transitions. That's a lot of sprites on screen at once. So many sprites, in fact, that the game can't load them all, so it deloads lower priority sprites, which in this case means it deloads the mini-boss.
You're going to see that an awful lot to deload rooms are going in, so doors are automatically open typically. Now,
yes.
There are some downsides to that, which you'll see here in a couple minutes.
But first,
go ahead.
Oh, so he's going to deload the mini-boss again, and just like that, but he's now in what you might recognize as Dungeon 7. Oh no, he didn't get the...
Oh my gosh.
This is a save and quit. Oh no, yeah. He salvaged it. What a legend. Right, no, but what the trick there was... You may remember that when you beat Dungeon 4, normally the game, there's a little thing where a ghost starts following you, and you have to do this really long quest to return the ghost to its grave. While the ghost is following you, you can't go into dungeons. But, it turns out, the game is checking for one thing. If you have the level 2 power bracelet, you will not get the ghost following you. So, that trick, out-of-bounds trick that you saw Bamboo do that Mighty's about to do here, that chest has the level 2 bracelet in it. And just like that, the ghost is no longer a problem.
But why does that chest have a level 2 bracelet? Where even were we?
You know, I've never actually been able to figure that out. That one's a mystery to me as well.
So Bamboo has to go back and get that power bracelet. That is absolutely necessary. And you might have noticed, Mighty left Dungeon 8. We're not finishing it right now.
Nope. It's actually a little bit faster to come back and take care of the boss later on, just because of Dungeon Order. Because you might also remember we still have to take care of Dungeon 2. Well, it turns out Dungeon 2's entrance is right below where Dungeon 8 leaves you out, and there's a warp at the top of Dungeon 8. So,
TLDR, we'll be back.
Yep. And Mighty already on his way to get the Dungeon 6 key, which is going to be our next target. It's a bit rough though, because one of the downsides which you will notice very quickly is when you deload bosses, you don't get what they drop. So this is the maximum number of hearts both Bamboo and Mighty will have. So their health is going to can become an issue if you start having a hard time with some of these late game enemies.
Indeed, we do have a couple fairy pickups you can get along the way, but they're very few and far between, so you still have to be careful. Lady making his way through the laggiest part of the game.
Yeah, thankfully, since he does have the magic rod, the Armos Knight, who is generally a bit of a rough boss, is actually really easy with the magic rod. Because the magic rod is an extremely powerful item when you don't have to worry about magic.
I forgot you could use that on them.
Oh yeah.
I need to add that to my notes.
Please do. Armos Knight is enough of a pain when you're having to do boot strats in DX, so just to be able to magic rod him down as if it's nothing is so cathartic. Oh, it's so good.
I swear I've played this game before.
The irony for me is that this is one of my childhood games, but then I learned to speedrun DX, and now I'm learning to speedrun LA Second. So boot strats do absolutely look cool, Wolfos, but they are harder than magic rod strats, most definitely. Ooh, speaking of danger, we said one of the dangers with health. These bomb fairies can really ruin your day. We've seen in other races so far have someone been heading on their way to D6 and bomb fairies just get in your way or drop bombs on you and just outright murder you. You don't want to see that.
Indeed. Now, heading over to D6, and we're going to make very short work of that dungeon, in part because we don't need to go get the item from the dungeon, the level 2 bracelet, because we already have it.
And now, so you remember how we talked about Bow Wow eating cutscenes? Well, normally, Bow Wow would eat the cutscene of D6 opening, but we can just deload the cutscene of D6 opening. The magic rod is that powerful.
But now we haven't fed our pet. What if he starves?
He'll be fine. I like to think that when things deload, Bow Wow just you know what it is? You know what it is, Flame? We also deload his hunger for one screen.
Oh, well, in that case, everything's fine.
Yep. But yeah, no, D6 is very much deload the dungeon, because we just deloaded a tile room, we just deloaded some whiz robes, we're going to deload 2 other rooms, and then we're going to deload the boss.
I don't know if we brought it up, but even if you're not listening to a certain player's audio, you can tell because the save and quit menu, or not save and quit menu, the item menu loads much slower. You can actually see the lag happening.
Yep. And it sounds funny when you get it right too. You hear the magic rod effect really slow.
It's oddly satisfying.
It really is. You're just like, oh, here we go.
So now we're going to take an odd route through the rest of D6, because we can deload things, as you're about to see.
Yep, like
we don't
the
need
stone
horse
tablet.
hits.
Yeah, see that stone tablet? Guess what? You can deload it. Just like that.
Yeah, you are not meant to be able to do that. And just like that, we're a couple screens away from the boss.
Yep. Unfortunately, Bamboo Mighty is going to have to reload the room because he had to get second try flock clip there. And just like that, deloaded some whiz robes, and it's time for Facade, the boss. Rather, it would be, but we're just going to get rid of him.
Mighty also picking up one of those fairy pickups, one of the 2 that I'm aware of at least. Topping off his health, and I believe he got another ICS. Yes, he did.
He did. Very nice. Ooh, Bamboo! Showing off a bit of a super jump strat to get around that block instead of a flock clip. I don't think I've seen that. I like it.
Nicely done. So now Mighty has quite the lead, but Bamboo still has plenty of time he can catch up.
Oh yeah, especially in Dungeon 5, because there's a lot more deloading to do here, and also another dumb jump where it's very easy to lose time.
Bamboo getting the ICS.
Yeah, but almost accidentally once again for accidentally not selecting save and quit. Still keeping it real close, and not to mention one last thing that can cause a divide right there at the end. The final nightmare fight has got some randomness to it, so it's not really not over until it's over.
So Dungeon 5, normally we would get the hook shot here, but as I've previously mentioned, we're never going to get the hook shot.
Nope.
Because we don't need it. We're not going to be fighting the boss. Spoilers. We'll be deloading it. And there are alternate methods of getting the places here without hookshot. Definitely intended methods.
Honestly, I think the only reason we don't deload the final boss is that you don't enter it from a screen transition. It's just from falling through a hole.
That'd be so nice if we could.
For real. Interesting. Bamboo opting to deload this room. Alright.
As I'm watching this, I have to remember, oh yeah, I can deload that room.
There's all sorts of things you can deload. It's kind of great.
It's fun to play around with. You can do it casually, no problem.
Yeah, and there we see Mighty deloading the mini-boss. The big gimmick of the dungeon is Master Stalfos has the hookshot. We don't care.
But what we do care about is getting this boss key. We do still need it.
Unfortunately, you can't deload the dumb jump, so here we go. Mighty first attempt at the dumb jump number 2. He's going for just manual setup. Oh, so close! Oh god! The trick is you want to try to line up between tiles. Give yourself a little bit longer to get onto land, because you land in the middle of a tile, you're a lot more likely just to fall instantly. There we go! First try dumb jump.
And there is a really easy setup for that where you can just bonk against the left wall, and it lines you up perfectly.
We may very well see Bamboo do that very thing here in a moment. No! Oh my god! Bamboo just went straight. He was like, nah fam, just get off the stairs, go above the hole. Everybody walk the dinosaur. I don't know where I was going with that. I haven't had enough coffee yet. I'm sorry.
Y'all are seeing why this is called a dumb jump.
It's an extremely dumb jump. Oh, Bamboo finally gets it though. Now here we go. Mighty just doing a little bit of deloading on his way to the boss. The thing is, the D5 boss does actually require the hook shot to beat. Although it turns out if the boss isn't there, you don't have to worry about it.
What boss? I haven't seen bosses in this game.
Nah, just an empty room. And a marimba! Oh, Mighty does not get ICS this time, though. What's cool, because I actually like the marimba tune.
I've got good news for you. We'll be hearing more music later.
Yes!
You just give Bamboo a bit of time to catch up.
Yeah. There's a reason I used that little jingle there for my friggin', my host alert. It's a good tune.
Nice. So now we are in cleanup mode.
Pretty much. Just have to go and finish up the last things. Oh, Bamboo getting the ICS, gaining some time back once again. Second try save and quit menu there.
Saving and quitting, not as easy as it may look.
So that's definitely gained him some time back. The gap is smaller, although Bamboo's still going to have to play his very best to try to close the gap as much as possible before the nightmare fight.
Indeed, there's still plenty of time to save. So we are on our way to a warp to go to Dungeon 8 next, finish that, and then from there we'll go clean up Dungeon 2.
Yeah. Well, I will say...
skipping the tree fairy.
Interesting. Because Mighty's feeling pretty... I get the impression that Mighty knows who he's up against. Like, both of them know who they're playing against. They know they can't really be forced to take a whole lot of time waster safeties because their opponent is someone you don't want to trifle with.
Yeah, Bamboo also skipping it. So Mighty going for a super jump here. It's a little bit of a pain, pretty precise. You can't do a big super jump or you will fall straight into the lava.
Yeah, timing of the super jump actually becomes important in this category. Here we go. Thunder Drum, and he gets it. Unfortunately, getting ICS makes it a little bit harder to get the other popular trick with the Thunder Drum, so Mighty does not give us an ICS plus Wang Boys there. Let's see if Bamboo's going to be the people's champion here. Give us a little bit of both. Nope, not so much.
But he does get ICS.
Keeping the gap as close as possible.
Both these runners having pretty decent luck with ICSs.
Oh,
As we mentioned before, it is a frame-perfect trick, so it's not easy to get.
I will say there's one other possible thing that I think could be a difference maker, and that's whether or not both of them will decide to, if either of them will decide to go back and get the safety mushroom. Ooh, Bamboo at half a heart. He's playing a little bit safer here. Doesn't want to die. Oh,
this
Mighty.
could prove troublesome.
Mighty having some trouble here with the enemies. Ooh! You have to kill them in a specific order, and they were grouping up. He couldn't just use a bomb arrow on the Pole's voice, or he might have killed the bat first, which would have forced him to go back into the underground tunnel to reset the room.
Bamboo picking up some safety hearts there before doing his super jump and making his way over there.
Here we go. More fun with Pegasus Shoes and Rock's Feather, a combination made in making the developers cry a little bit. And here's the genie fight. Oh wait, no, I was being facetious. Wrong category.
And this is why we came back, because that genie fight is a decently long fight. Mighty not getting ICS. This is a chance for Bamboo to catch up a little bit.
Yep. But I expect Mighty just to go straight for the Nightmare, not worrying about needing to get the powder.
Interesting to note, I believe Bamboo is currently on PB pace.
His text looks red, but oh, that's right, because we're not sure what his PB is just because of reasons. Mighty is going back in. Oh, he's getting himself a little bit of health. I dig it.
Yeah. Always good to know where spare health refills are. Bamboo also not getting the last ICS.
So Bamboo decides to not get any health. He's going to gain a few seconds back, but Mighty's still going to be in the lead heading into the egg. There's one last thing to deload here.
And one last bomb trigger to do, because again, we don't have the ocarina.
Who needs ocarina when you have Jazz for the Soul as played via bomb? Oh, Bamboo, no! Bamboo turning his back to the owl, doesn't even want to look at him. But both of them in the cutscene at the same time. That's how close we are heading into the egg.
I love it!
It's really gonna come down to that final fight. And there's three major things in the fight that could cause trouble. One of them is right from the get-go, whether or not they can get the blob quick kill set up. Because if one of them doesn't get it, and the other one does, that could very well be GG right there. So we're gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to see. I'm already getting pretty tense here.
So we've got plenty of things going on inside the egg. So first of all, if you've never done this before, this is meant to be a maze. You're meant to go through a long trading sequence, get a magnifying glass, read a book to find out the path through this. However, if you never do that, the path is always the same every time, and we know it.
Yep, the deep dark secret is of the Colon Island is that the path is only set when you actually read the book. So here we go. Mighty gets the bomb trigger, so he's got the positioning he wants. He just has to get the setup for the quick kill, the positioning. The blob jumps, he gets in position, and got it.
Got it. That is very important to get that because we don't have powder.
Yep, and that's the only way to hurt it with powder. And here we go. Second thing, Aghanim. Aghanim, just like in Link to the Past. Yellow balls and blue balls. The first two are free hits. After that, you can theoretically get infinite blue balls. You don't want that. Thankfully, there's been a manip discovered, I guess I want to say relatively recently. And that's why Mighty is in the corner. He's setting up for it, trying to get certain pixels to get guaranteed yellow. One more hit, and he's got it. Meanwhile, Bamboo also gets the quick kill, and oh, Mighty getting a blue ball.
That gives Bamboo some time to catch up.
Yeah. Bamboo, I think, was one of the first people to actually start talking about manipping. Oh gosh, Mighty gets another blue. This could be good for Bamboo because he's on the same pixel that gave him a yellow last time. Oh no, Mighty getting another blue. Both of them one more yellow ball away. And Bamboo pulling out the lead from Aghanim, but Mighty right behind him. So if one of them, okay, Bamboo gets the quick kill. Oh no! Mighty drops the quick kill setup for Moldorm. This could be it for him.
They could, but there's still plenty of RNG in the Defil fight coming up.
Oh god, is there ever. Defil needs to open up. We'll see how it goes. Alright, Bamboo, taking care of Landmolus there. Now it's time for Deathel. 16 arrows to the eye. If he opens his eye, it's gonna come down to this. It's looking good for Bamboo, but he's not out of it yet. Because he also has very little health, and Deathel does hurt. And... just like that.
Wow.
Just like that. Bamboo.
What a race this has been.
Wow. Time is when the screen fades to white. And just like that, BambooShadow is your winner today with an SRL time of 50 minutes and 21 seconds. And Mighty almost done here as well. When Deathel's arms are a little bit out of phase like that, that's how you know that it's close to dead. Well, when it opens its eye. This is the danger of Deathel right here. Oh! With half a heart to go, Mighty manages to seal the deal. You gotta be careful, though. Those arms are still active even after Deathel is done, so... Oh, so close to having 2 sub-51s here. That would have been... But still, super good times from both of them. Now, also, Mighty being done. Official SRL time of... where'd it go? It keeps scrolling! 51:07, which looks like to be a race PB for him. Very nice.
Well done by both runners.
Let's see if either of them wants to come and say some words.
Hello.
Mighty. GG.
Oh, hold on. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, now I can hear you.
Hello, Mighty. GG.
Hello.
So I don't know how much you were like keeping up with what was going on with the race, but that was pretty darned close from start to finish.
I saw. Yeah. That was nerve-wracking.
Yeah, we had quite a few lead changes, and the last lead change happened during the final part of the run, inside the egg.
Yeah. I knew that would happen when I didn't get Moldor. Unless it was during Aghanim.
Yeah,
I believe you guys came out almost tied during Aghanim. I don't remember who was ahead.
Yeah, Bamboo came out of Aghanim, I want to say like half a second ahead. So it was neck to neck, but then God, I hate that Moldorm fight straight up. You think you have it, and then he just says nope and starts scrambling around the room, and just a little part of you dies.
Yeah, see, that happens all the time, too. I really need to practice it more, but in practice it seems to go fine.
Yeah, Link's... I blame LA, I'm gonna be honest. But aside from that, though, Mighty, the run seemed pretty solid. Though you got a whole bunch, you got a lot of the ICSs. You're placing pretty clean. How do you feel about the rest of the run overall?
I need to learn how to do Dungeon 5 faster. I don't know how to use the boots in it, so I could definitely go faster. And oh, what was it? Falling during the boss key jump was kind of like, really? This is easy.
Yeah, it's a bit of a rough spot. Bamboo, congratulations
Yo.
and GG.
Yo, thanks. I actually am not sure who to congratulate here. With the whole stupid wrong warp in Dungeon 1.
You were just showing it off to everybody, showing off why we can't do that.
Yeah. I wanted to make an example, state an example, okay. No, that was like really. I don't know, man. Like I've been playing this game for quite a while, and I can't remember having so much struggle with Moldorm. That was really really annoying. But yeah, first and foremost, GG Mighty.
GG Bamboo. Congrats on your win. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was like I had a really sick Windfish egg. 0 balls without manip.
Oh yeah,
I guess you had 6 or something, Road Chat.
6. Did
Well,
I?
I think it was a 3 or 4.
Yeah, I want to say it was
3.
3.
It wasn't
Okay.
6. No.
Somebody's trying to
Okay.
pull a leg here.
Okay. Yeah,
I
still
missed
enough though.
Moldorm. That was the bad part.
In the quick kill, yeah.
So
Yeah, because you were less than a second apart after Aga, both of you. It was so close.
Oh, dude, man.
I've got to
Yeah,
ask
so I guess-
Bamboo, is that a PB for you?
Yeah, very very much.
Oh, nice.
By 4 minutes. But my
Wow,
old
wow.
my old PB was with the old rule set, so I mean, like technically this isn't a PB because if I'm going to submit that, it's going to be not accepted. But
That's true, but it does show that you can get a really good time in this category.
yeah, I mean, like I didn't gain any time from the shenanigans I pulled in D1, so yeah, I'm actually really happy with this. Like I was aiming for around 50, even though I had no freaking idea because I did like I just watched some runs, also the Tony runs, to just get familiar with the route and practiced a little now and then. And then I did like my first full run with a new route with a new rule set I just did before this race. So I'm really happy I was able to, almost get everything done right, except for those shenanigans in D8. That was also awful.
Don't worry, you're not the first person to do that during the tournament in DA. I believe
Yeah,
I
like-
was.
Yeah, dude, man, it's so easy to stand too far to the right and then you just drop into nowhere. Or you drop as far and you end up in that one freaking room where wire is. I don't know. That's like,
Oh yeah.
You found a way out of it.
yeah, I should have saved quit. Yeah, eventually, but I thought I was closer to the entrance there, but it was all right, you know. Good improv. Oh yeah. So like, I'm also quite happy about the ICSs. I thought I would struggle with them way more.
I think you both did a decent number of them. Not quite sure. I didn't write down how many there were.
I guess I had 3 or 4. I remember I got the one in D4, and then I was really stupid and I didn't press start as the last button for the save and quit menu, and I lost it. So that was really stupid, you know.
It happens.
Yeah. But all in all, I'm quite happy, you know, all the weird shenanigans with the despawning, and I guess I didn't do any despawn. I like the first half of the Amos Maze, I didn't do any despawning. Though I don't know if it saves that much time, to be honest.
It's actually slower to despawn.
Oh, dude, okay. Good to hear that.
Went faster without even realizing it.
Now, like on the way back, I did some despawns and they were really bad. But yeah, like this it just lags the hell out of the game with all these sprites.
But despawning is cool and always fun to do. I love despawning.
It's true.
Yeah, it's really weird. This game feels so weird when you're used to playing LEDX because until once you get the fire rod, it's just like boom, and you're in the Windfish egg. It feels really weird.
Yeah, it is. But it's still fun.
It is fun. Yeah, I actually enjoy it, man.
And it was great to watch. So, anything else to add?
Congrats, Bamboo.
Yeah,
Everybody,
thanks,
you're
Marty.
precious and wonderful and amazing.
Yeah, thank you guys for commentating. Always appreciate our commentators finding time to do this.
It was loads of fun.
Definitely.
Yeah, looking forward for the next matchup. I'm really excited where this tourney will end up.
For our viewers that are looking forward to the next match, I've got good news for them. because we just had another match literally just start over on Speed Gaming 2.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Node versus Say. And when I say it just started, I mean it just started. So I highly recommend everybody head on over there to check that out. 2 more amazing runners.
Alrighty, let's do it.
So with that being said, thank you everybody for watching. I am Final Flame, joined by...
I'm Crunchy Lex. Hello. I mean, goodbye.
See ya.
Have a
Bye.
nice evening.